there, and then someone, so you can follow along. So yeah, okay, and Monte's just gonna follow along. So we'll bow in 3 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Salute. Okay, ready for this exercise? Turning. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Hands on your waist. Tip to the side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, hands up. Reach down. Stretch. 1, 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, we'll do it one more time. Hands up. Just relax. Don't overdo it if you're not really used to stretching. 1, 2, 3. Go to your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands here. Ready on your waist. 2. Circular movements. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and stop. Okay, cross. Knees. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Switch. Other direction. Switch your arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center. Hands on your waist. Neck turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center. Tilt to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center, rotating down. 1, 2, reverse. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, hands up, palms up, pull in, out to the sides, and down. Hands up, pull in, inhale, exhale. One more time, hands up, inhale, exhale. And these actually, if you can, go up on your toes and down. Okay, spread your feet, turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, and stop. Okay, turn this way. Stretch it out. Now, take your time. Don't overdo it. Do the best you can. It gets a little bit more extreme than this, but it's not necessary to do it too wide. Switch. Switch. Switch, straighten the front knee. Switch. 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 So this one, your front leg now is straight. So you're stretching the back of the hamstring. Yeah. Yeah. The front leg is straighten. Straighten. No. No, no. Yeah, like this. Yeah. And just, yeah. And just don't touch the ground if it's too strenuous. Okay, let's go to center. Just slowly. If you're not used to stretching, you can actually just relax and stand up and just let the other people go through it. Yeah. Just shake it out a little bit so tomorrow you get too sore. Don't overdo it. Yeah. Okay, let's shake it out. Hands up. Okay, pull in, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up on your toes. And down. Okay, hands in your waist, shoulder roll. Going backwards first. 1, 2. Keep going. Reverse. And center. Okay. Palms facing the back and forward. Press. Release. Exhale. Inhale. Breathe through your nose. And stop. Okay, palms up again. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, wrists. So this is a circular movement in front. It's right in front of you. You look at the palms facing out here, and then they go down, and then they go up, and then they go down. And not too big. Just look at the size of the circle. Okay, reverse. This one just reaches about eye level here, eyebrow level, and down. Okay, palms down. Now this is bigger. All the way up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Relax the shoulders. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, shake it out. I'm going to go from side here. Transfer your weight to one leg, then shift over to the other leg. And once you feel comfortable, we're going to go to the single-legged up and switch. Okay, just relax, take it slow. And switch. Okay, shake it out. Okay, now we have the front knee bent like this. This hand's going to go up and down with the front leg, and the other hand's going to coordinate with that. And switch. Other side's the same. Down, lift, and up. Lift and up. Alternate the hands. 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and stop. Okay, shake it out. Alternating, swinging the arms. Bring the front leg in, right side in. So you're gonna just like walking. So opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we let it swing if you can. And center. Switch, other side. Starting like this. And side to sides. Ready? So like this. So notice the hands are opposite. This leg is going out. And switch. So just a little tip on that exercise. If you lift your arms up like this, right, and just relax, they're going to fall, right? So it just falls. If you lift your leg out like this and hold it and let it relax, it's going to fall. So I'm holding that leg out there. I'm holding my arms here. I relax both of them, and they cross. So then, because this is free falling and it passes center, it free falls again. You put a little effort here, then it goes that opposite way, right? So once you're in motion, it just stays in motion. All right, deep breathing. Up on the toes if you can. Like, yeah. So you do a toe raise is working your calf muscles, and then it works your balance going vertical. Okay, now we're going to do the silk reeling. Start off here, and we're going to go forward and back with the legs and integrate it with the hands. So any new person doing this for the first time, this is just running through it. Someone will help you work through those exercises with more detail later. And switch forward and back, forward and back. And center. Okay, cross the forearm, open and close. Okay, so feet now are a little bit different, not in a position like this, but with one foot forward. The right foot is forward. Okay, we'll switch. We'll do the other side. Left foot forward, open and close. Okay, center. Circular movements. relax the knees. Okay, just hold the position. This is just sustaining your position. It's called the hoop position. It's round, its elbows slightly folded, and the shoulders actually are cupped forward. Relax the back. Okay, go to shoulder height. Elbows down. Palms down. Straighten and lift the back or the spine. Relax the nape of the neck by bringing the chin down slightly. Extend. Fingertips pointing down. Okay. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Hands like this, shifting to postures in the form. There's diagonal flying. So there is a forward and backward shift from right to left, but it's still forward and back. And coming forward. And sitting back. This lower hand is over here. So while we, learn through visuals, try to watch as closely as you can and pick up some of the hand and leg positions. A lot to digest in the beginning, but just kind of look at the body form and just try to copy it. Switch. So here's your hands slanted diagonally, going forward. Do you see oblique arm position? Okay, center. Cloud hands. And step up a little bit, give some room in the back. So it's a right to left vertical direction. This is my left, this is my right. Palm facing in on the upper hand. Okay, just to give you an idea that cloud hands is simply the two circles that we did here earlier, going, even though we do this one, this comes toward the center. This comes to the center through the bottom, right? So those are directions. So when you're doing cloud hands, the circles are really this. And when we're doing cloud hands, we alternate the timing between the two hands, right? So that's just the hands. But when we turn to the right or left, this is left, we're changing the hands and then we move to the left, and then to the right, and then to the left. So that's the basic motion. Once you sort of get the basic motion, then you can be more involved with some of the other things that happen. So everything that we're doing now is really focusing on upper body movements, the hand movements. So that would be cloud hands. Okay, as the timing gets better, as you're more familiar, things will, just happen automatically. So from here, let's go to the next transition, which is carry tiger to the mountains. So you lower hoop, middle hoop, upper hoop. Palms out, cross your forearms, and lower the hands. Okay, next we have the infinity sign. It's just about where your sternum is, and you're going to go like this. So that's a figure eight. It's on its side, so I call it the infinity sign. The size of the circle is between this side and this side. So when they merge, the fingertips just pass each other. So you have to gauge where the hands have to turn. So the movement really is directed through the elbow, and the shoulders just give way and relax. So the movement is like doing a ribbon on this side. If you had a ribbon on a stick, that's actually what the configuration would look like. Now when we do two hands, it's like this. Now you'll notice that everything that we're doing here is exactly the same on both sides. So it's very easy to do, and no one doing this has a problem, right? Because it's just the way we learn. Forming the fist. So your palm is up, pull the fingertips in, roll the wrists and the shoulders, and punch. So I bring up all these points because a lot of times when you're first watching the movement, you don't see everything that's happening. Still, it's only upper body. We're sustaining the lower half, and we're in a shoulder width stance. these are just patterns. Patterns and building coordination. Building space and spatial awareness. Spatial movement is three-dimensional. Okay, let's go to center line. Find your triangle, and we're going to go through the center or back to the center. One hand touches the other, as if you're clapping your hands. And center. Okay, let's do the thumbs up. Right on your center line. Right in front of the nose. And palms together. Put the middle finger of the inside hand on the thumb. And I have my right elbow up, left elbow down. And we're going to flip the shoulders. And center. Switch to the other side. Find your center line, thumbs up, middle finger on the thumb, and we alternate. This is a position for press, but it's also a relationship between right and left sides, but what you're building is the horizontal and vertical concept that we talk about a lot. So horizontal is on this side, and then it goes to vertical. Horizontal is here, and then it goes vertical. So you see, that's the relationship that you're building. Okay, shake it out. Hands up, deep breathing. Okay, palms together. Now it's the center line. Arms extended, and we turn and draw the bow like you're drawing an archery bow. Turning and draw. And pull and draw. Aligning the fingertip and the elbow on the back side. Turn and draw. So it does involve turning. It does involve straightening and aligning the back and twisting the waist. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Trying to get the elbow opposite the middle finger on the opposite side. So that's aligning your body. Okay, next, spread the feet. This is your horse stance, feet 45 degrees. Left hand on the inside, on top, and out. Left hand on top. It's also, there's a right hand on top. It's also, when you go like this, it's on the inside. So, and you go out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So where's the upper hand end up? In front of your forehead. Scoot down. Push out to the side. Ends up in front of the shoulder on the side. So when you get to the side push, if you relax the shoulder, it helps to extend the arm. And it helps you to reset the center. We twist and turn. We twist and turn. We twist and turn. We twist and turn. Okay, good. Feet shoulder width. Going through center to lift the hands. Go through center and lift. Go right through center, lift and stretch. Other hands palm down, lift and push. Lift and push. And continue. Let's do it a couple of more times. 1, 2. Okay, shake it out. All right, deep breathing. Inhale. Okay, so before we do the form, I'm just going to recap some of the things we've talked about over the period of time, from real basic things. It's kind of a review. So we'll go over the geometry of positions, some of the footwork positions that we have. And, you know, the relevance of that is I continue to talk about those same concepts no matter how advanced you get or how long you've been studying, because those ideas are consistently something that has to be understood and supported. At the beginning level, even if you're brand new, knowing these ideas actually helps you define some of the movements. So if I go through some of the things that I've, through experience and just working with students, what the most difficult things is when you're first starting to pick up something like Tai Chi. The first thing is that we all learn visually. So when we watch the form, we don't really know what we're watching. We don't know what we're watching when we do the exercises or the postures, except for there's a series of movements. So one of the things that newer people focus on initially are the hands, because that's what we see first. And then later on you'll pick up some other things as you begin to get more familiar with them. So muscle memory is something that we talk a lot about, and muscle memory is really the control of your skeleton. And muscle memory, when controlling skeleton, is really joint angle positions. So I talk a lot about geometry of position, and you know what's involved in doing that. So muscle memory is developed by doing it over and over again. We're creatures of habit. So the longer you do something, the more familiar your body becomes. So how do I approach this? First thing is the triangle. So we have a center line. The first thing is a triangle. So we all know this no matter how long you've practiced. In fact, your triangle is more consistent, more accurate the longer you've done it. Now when we separate the hands and come back to center, in the form it's called strum the lute. It's not important at this point, it's just knowing that you have a center line and you find the triangle. So the triangle is point A, B, and C on both sides. Your whole body is made up of numerous triangles. This is the one we focus on in the beginning, and then as your body really evolves, this center line never leaves. It's always with you. When we're here, we go to the hoop position. That's the circle, right? The hoop. This circle has 3 places. In fact, it has an infinite amount of points from the bottom to the top, but we only reference 3 places: low, shoulder height, eye level. Okay, that's because Tai Chi is a martial art and we deal with 3 spaces: low, middle, and high. So that's the reason why we have these 3 areas of positioning. Now upper level is eye level or eyebrow level. That could be palm in, it could be palm out. Okay, so that is pretty simple. It makes sense when we start to do some of these postures. Stork flaps wings, Jade Lady work shuttle, 2 punches to the ear. These are all the same circle. When you get to the middle circle, shoulder height, when we turn right to left, that horizontal elbow is the key position between transitioning from vertical to horizontal. So in this position, and we drop to this, ties us into the vertical elbow position, because this is holding the small ball. It's also holding the chrysanthemum. Sometimes people practice this as a standing meditation like we do. and the fingers are spread holding a ball. When you pull your fingertips together like this, there's your triangle. And all these different positions is really manipulating your skeletal structure, your joints. All right. Now from here, if we lower the lower hoop, this one is waist high, maybe in front of the navel, but that's not the lowest. The lowest one is when you straighten your arms completely and they're along the side. When we swing our arms, that's the longest position. And everybody's length is consistently the same based on the length of their arm. So when you fold your wrist, that's the elongated arm position. That position, when we come straight up like this, or turn it like this, is the square position. It's really a rectangle, but it's square because this is 90 degrees, essentially. So these are the three geometric shapes: triangles, circles, and squares. All right. So all of you familiar with the warm-ups, we know this is the square position, this is preparation, it's opening, this is strum the lute, this is horizontal elbow turning to brush knee and push, this is carry tiger to the mountain in a transition to stork flap swings. So you can see how the geometry of position makes sense, but at the same time, what does it do? It creates accuracy of your position. Accuracy of position is what we strive for, because accuracy develops over time as a skill. Controlling those movements and that space is really what's most important. So as a martial art, it's very, very important. But as a physical exercise, when we go from the beginning all the way through the exercises, we have really worked with the whole body. The whole body needs circulation throughout, so movements have to be controlled throughout the whole body, not just in the arms or in the hands. So movements, once they're total body, then it becomes systemic, and it becomes not just a physical movement on the outside, but it's actually working both internally and externally, because you have breath, you have movement, you have all the things that are required to build position, balance. You're working proprioception, which is a system in your body that controls vertical position and positions in space. It controls speeds of movement. It controls joint angle position. So all of these are tied together, and then it's tied together to your sensory system. Your sensory system are the sensors in the joints and in the muscles that tell your brain how fast it should go, where it should go, what angle it should be. So you can imagine, how important that is as you age and want to prevent age-related degeneration. Because the brain is involved, it becomes a mind-body exercise. Because we're dealing with sequences, like the postures synchronized together to build this long form, you're building motor neurons, you're building programs up here that regulate everything that happens within the form. So movement is essential to life. If you do your movements correctly, then you're going to get a benefit that's beyond what you would have not doing anything at all. So that's why it's important to move, and movement creates circulation. There's no doubt about that, right? It's not just your heart that's pumping it out, it has to return. That's done through your movements. So that's why it's important to have good circulation to bring oxygen and nutrients throughout the body to feed your cells and everything else that needs that circulation. And there isn't anything in your body that doesn't need it, including the brain, your eyes, your ears, everything. It requires circulation. Otherwise, those areas, it would die, right? So that's what happens if you get a severe injury in your leg, or if you have diabetes at a very late stage, the circulation is so bad, those areas go gangrene, then they have to cut it off. So that's really what happens to your body. It knows all this stuff by itself. It's just innate. It's just there. The thing is, we don't know how to control our body to move unless we teach it. So movement is learned, and if you have trouble learning it, it's just a matter of staying with it. If you give up early, then really you won't get the benefit. It's really a long-term, progressive thing that you will actually improve over time. We have a lot of people here with 20, 30, or more years of experience. Right, Bob? We see Bob standing here. He looks like a young guy, but, he's just turned 86. So, he's doing pretty well and his mind's still pretty sharp, right? Okay. I won't bring in the ages of the ladies because they get they used to get offended, but 79? Carla's, so Mara's 79. That's, so, and 86, see? So, 86, you guys are running neck and neck there. Oh, anyways, okay. So we're going to go into the Tai Chi Paradigm form, and then we have two people here. We have Monte here, and we have Paul here. So if someone can work with Paul on the warm-ups, maybe maybe you can you can do it, or Eric, or can do that. And then Monte actually does okay with exercises. He's done them. He might do a little bit with the postures. So anybody want to just work with him on defining some of the postures, because learning the sequence can be the phase after identifying at least 3 or 4 postures: grass the sparrow's tail, single whip. So Eric, we got a couple of people here if you want to help out. There's Paul. He could work brand new, try it. Maybe warm-ups are something that maybe he can go through. Doesn't have to be all of them, just some of the difficult ones. And then with Monte, a little bit of sequence, not sequence, but postures. Grass the sparrow's tail he has done over, before the pandemic, and so just touch and go. And then all of these things, by the way, is online, YouTube. If you look it up, Sonny's the guy that can tell you how to get to it, and then you can see that stuff. Because reviewing it is good, because seeing it is, the imageries that you capture here, and that's what you're going to draw off. So, okay, we're going to go through the form now. All right, so you can go in the other room. Monty, you can go in the other room. Either you can get maybe Steven to help out with that if you want. Monty? Yeah. Yeah, so yeah. You can go in the other room. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's go through the form first. Ready? Preparation. Step up, grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip. Hold the ball. Shift. Step up. Continue. Reverse the ball. Diagonal flying. Sit back. Pot the horse's mane. Okay, deep breathing. Okay, so we'll go to the long form. Ready? Okay, preparation. Sorry. Jumping the gun. That's not a good word to say, huh? Hey, Carlos. Okay, deep breathing. So, all the things that we talked about earlier is really not only for the novice or the beginner, but also for people that have been practicing this for a while, people that are still exploring, the concepts and the ideas. So, a lot of, it's called verbal transmission, or even just information from teachers, especially the old teachers, the senior advisors. The group up there, they all have their different styles. The people that we bow to, their ancestry. There's my teachers up there, and there's lineage teachers there. And what the teachers do is really they train you in a certain level of sequential type things. Then they give you advice, right? Advice is usually in passages, or they just kind of give you a sampling of what you should be doing. So there's learning, there's training. These are all different ideas. So one of the things the teachers would say is, in Chinese they say "Hok Mu Ji Ging," right? That means learning is forever. You can never stop learning. And then learning is discovering new things and learning new things. Training is something that you have to do as a creature of habit. Training is doing the things over and over again to get your body and your mind to understand what it's doing. So training is something that is not just doing the form. The form is just a book. It houses the things that you do, and you review it over and over again, because through that reviewing you discover new things. They're chapters. That's all it is. It houses it. No other way of housing something unless it's done up in something that can sustain it over time. So forms, traditional forms, are sustainable because you learn them sequentially. You can't alter the sequence of the form because the chapters are already established. You can't delete certain chapters because you didn't like it. A traditional form is there for a reason, and it's a reason for why styles are sustainable. Hongkun, some of the styles that we do, they're all ancient systems that were passed down from generation. Once you alter the form, it has no longer a platform to be passed down to the next generation. So new styles, people that create these styles, that invent these new kinds of exercises, are inventing the forms thinking that it's better. But the sustainability of it is going to be lacking if the knowledge of the people that are learning it can't pass down the original thoughts, right? So one of the things that they're saying is it's called Len Kun, the Put Len Gong, or Lo de Yichang Hong. If you practice your form without training, meaning the fundamentals or the approach to the levels of understanding, then no matter how long you practice, you will still be empty because it's just a sequence. So Len Gong is the things that we do in the warm-up exercises, the fundamentals, and they have to evolve. Not just because the sequence doesn't evolve. Sequence stays the same. Your execution, your body form, your understanding changes. So that becomes depth of knowledge, skill, consistency, accuracy of movement. All of that stuff comes in through your experience and what your body has picked up over time. It's not something that can be done in a short term, because your body doesn't evolve and doesn't change overnight. You're not changing just an idea. You're changing a metaphysical thing. You're changing even the actions in your body, because you're programming it into your brain. There's a tremendous value to that because the brain deteriorates once you stop using it. So it happens as an aging process, but it also happens from non-use. So the body does the same thing. Non-use, the brain thinks doesn't need it, it goes away. One of the things I found pretty interesting is that after 12 years old, you have a lot more trouble learning languages, unless you're a linguistic or you're studying it. But the average person has a lot more trouble, and the older you get, the harder it is to learn a language. Mainly because the side that teaches you language, the brain prunes it out, because by the time you're 12 years old, the language that you've learned is pretty much the one you're going to be using for the rest of your life. So that's why it doesn't think you need to learn anymore. But it doesn't mean that you can't. It just means that your brain is pretty efficient. It does away with stuff that it doesn't need. So that's, one of the things that happens with motor skill, coordination, balance, everything else that we learn. If you don't use it, the brain thinks it doesn't need it and it goes away. So if you sat around for 3 years, you probably couldn't walk again, because you'd lose all that functionality because you wouldn't know how to do it. But you can't do that for 3 years, because you just have to do it. So that's one of the things that's essential too. That's one of the things that we try to maintain, is the ability to get from point A to point B. So those are the kind of things that we have to understand. And then in our training, the stuff that we do, even though it's over and over again, it's kind of mundane, but the thing is, it's a slow process, and it's really something that you have to go through, day in and day out, and not necessarily doing it thousands and thousands of times. It's just regular, doing it, consistency. That's why, with the drills, I do 10, 12, that's about it. Don't have to do any more than that. Because if you add them all together, 45 minutes of 10 and 12 adds up to, quite a few over, a year, over a decade, over 10 years, over, a score of years. You're going to have quite a few events going. So if I told you that you had to do it 1,000 times, I didn't say how long, you would say 1,000 times, my arms would fall off. But you probably, over the number of years, you've probably done it 100,000 times or 10,000 times. So that's what actually happens. Your body really adapts to it. And I know, not because my teacher told me, I know from experience. I know that it does happen, and it does stay with you as long as you stay with it. And I have the saying, last in, first out. We know what that, does everyone know what that means? When you learn a strategy or a skill that's something new, and no matter how long you've done it, because that's still new to you, it'll go away as soon as you stop doing it. So that's why your body won't pick it up, because the habits that have been actually imprinted in your system already is there. You have to kind of move it and then put the new stuff in there, and then it goes, the other stuff will kind of eventually kind of drift off into the back room, and then the stuff in the forefront of mind will come until you can get that into this long-term memory and become the new habit. It doesn't stay. So that's why even students that are here for many, many years, if they drop out for a period of time, they come back, the form will always be there. The execution will go away as a specific skill level. The legs will go, but it all would look pretty much the same to someone that doesn't know. So, Otis, any questions? Okay, I know John. Okay. Okay, I hope I can answer this one. Cloud hands, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Perfect. No answer. No, no, no. Actually, everything that we do has stages of evolving. So while we got, that's a concept that probably 3 years ago you didn't really think about it, right? So when we're here, when we step, okay, we're here, right? When we step out, we're like this. So there's your substantial and there's your insubstantial leg. And then when you open the stance, you're keeping your weight here. Then when you transfer, it's in the hips. first. Don't do that. You want to transfer in the hip. So that means because our foot is here and we turned out, then this knee has to fold as this one straightens, and then we start to turn the upper body, and then the foot becomes part of that rotation, and then we're here. Now we're here, this has to sustain us, and your tailbone has to look for the back heel. And then at the same time, this hand actually comes to here. So there isn't anything that happens below that doesn't tie into something above. So what is it? Relax the hips, relax the shoulders. Alternate the knees, shift your weight, substantial and insubstantial. So it should kind of look like this. So your body is really developing control. That control factor isn't something that happens overnight, because what the body doesn't know, the brain still doesn't know. So the brain doesn't know it, the body will never know it. So what you get as the most critical factor is information here. So if you don't get any information, this doesn't know anything. So you have to work through that, and you're already there at that point, then the rest of it has to come together. So the only way to develop that insightfulness is by doing it. Because what I tell you is only, a bit of information. That information has to be processed, interpreted, and then, built into results. Yeah, but when you get it right, and then we talk about it, then you know that it's correct, it's supported. Because when you do something